So one of the things you may need to do is to export your spreadsheet to give it to somebody else, and they may not have numbers. So in that case, one of the most common situations is they're on a Windows machine and they're using Excel and they need to get a copy of your spreadsheet. So you can't give them the numbers document. They don't have numbers to open that up with. There is no numbers for Windows. So they need to open it up in Excel. You can export your spreadsheet as an Excel document, but it's not perfect because numbers in Excel are two different applications. They have different features. Similar features but different. So it's not going to be perfect, but you can do it. So you can go to File, Export to, and I can choose Excel. And I have a table here. I've got two different charts so we can see how well this works. Now you can go and decide you want one worksheet per sheet or one per table. So every table is a different sheet. And you can include a summary that shows them all of the different tables that are there. And then you could require password to open. Advanced options, you could say, do you want to use the older XLS format or the newer XLSX format? And then you go to Next and then you save it out. So I'll save it using the same name. And then when I go to look at it, you can see I've got my numbers spreadsheet there, but I've got this new one that is the Excel one. I can hit the space bar and it will give me a preview of that. So not quite ideal to what I want. It didn't really get everything, but you can see the numbers themselves, the table did actually export quite nicely. So you've got that. Another option for you is the ability to export as a PDF. And since PDFs are universal, you can open them on all sorts of different devices. And the whole idea behind PDFs is they'll look the same no matter where you're opening them. So they're like sheets of paper printed but as digital files. So you can go and export to PDF, and it's a great way to give something to somebody if they they just need to see the data. Maybe it's an invoice spreadsheet and you're printing out their invoice, or maybe it's somebody you just want to show the final sales numbers. You can do all sorts of different types of charts and styling in your tables, and all of that will come through in the PDF. It should look just like it does for you normally. So under the PDF export, you can choose to use the print settings or fit each sheet to a single page. So it's going to condense everything in every sheet into its own page. Set an image quality. And if you want to go and see what the print settings are, you can go to Print Setup here. We'll look at that in a second. I'll go Next and I'll save it out as a PDF. And then I can look at that PDF. And here it is. And if I hit the space bar, you can see it's perfect. It looks great. And it's going to look great no matter what software the person has at the other end, as long as they have a fairly modern PDF viewer. But there are all sorts of devices besides computers that can view PDFs really well. There's some other export options as well. If you have a very simple spreadsheet, you can use comma separated variables or tab separated variables. Very basic type of spreadsheet thing. You wouldn't have the charts and all that, but if it's a basic set of numbers, you can. If you have somebody that's got very old Mac with the old numbers '09, which it's 10 years in the past, you could export for that as well. Wouldn't contain the new features, but that's a possibility. You can also go to print. Now if you go to print, of course, this is how you would get your spreadsheet onto paper. And we've looked at this before. You could set the scaling here. You can say, fit everything to one sheet. And you can control various things about the margins and page numbering and all that kind of thing. But when you're done and you hit print, you don't have to just go to a printer. You can also click here. And this is true of just about any Mac app. You can always click this PDF button and you could save it as a PDF. You can save it as a PDF and go directly to mail, messages, or something else. You can even open and preview. I like this because basically it creates a PDF, opens it in the preview app. So you're seeing it here. And if you don't like what you see, you can hit cancel and it's never saved anywhere. But if you do like it, you can actually then go File, Save, and save this preview document. Or if the goal was to actually print it, you could hit the print button. So that's a handy function there. Done if you're finished. So there are the various different ways that you can export a numbers document to either Excel, some other spreadsheet format, or to save it out as a PDF.